Hey y'all, hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give people a few more minutes because it's only 7:28. Look at y'all here all early and stuff. Hi y'all. Hey sis Daphne. Hey Zenobia. Hey Glodine.
Hey, Gloria.
Oh, who's that with all the loudness?
It's juice box, not Super Bowl.
Not on mute.
Hey, it's Warner. You home for lunch?
I got the contracts this morning, stopped by to grab and to put up this game changer. You got me? You voted for that guy? Is that your name?
Hey Katrina.
Attorney brother of mine, mighty fine candidate. And for you.
This is Mike Logan. Thank you, Starboy.
Thank you, Angela.
Oh, Warner. Sorry, Matt, was it? Mike Logan. Well, welcome to Walker Point. Several robberies, yes. Yeah, that's your business. Jim Donning is still in the ICU. It might be days before he wakes up. If he wakes up.
I know I'm the new guy here, but we should probably tell each other if we see anything strange.
We're warned this morning.
Whoever it is that just came in, can y'all mute your phone or your computer or however y'all are viewing? I'm on the back end trying to figure out some stuff. Hold on. Just another minute or two. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all can unmute yourself to answer, or y'all can type it in the chat. This is so fun and exciting.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Who's that? Glodine?
Yes, your sister.
Yes.
Oh, both of y'all are unmuted. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you and I can see you. Y'all just can't see me yet.
No.
Can you see Irma?
No. Where are you? Aren't you in Alabama?
But we getting some Irma.
Are y'all getting some of Irma?
Yeah, we got, it's like cold, pouring down rain, crazy wind.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that y'all were getting Irma. I know they said Georgia.
Yeah, we got some Irma backlash.
I can't wait till all of it passes over. Like,
Yeah, because we still blessed.
exactly. See, people coming in. Hey, Sharonda. Y'all can just mute yourselves when y'all come in. Thank y'all for coming. I see you got your pen. I see you, Sister Daphne. I see you. I'm so glad that y'all came in. Thank y'all, because I know that y'all couldn't be doing anything. So I'm not going to keep y'all long. Did you all get the email? Because there is a second link for the Q&A. So I'm only going to be on here for a few minutes, then we're going to hop over to the Q&A. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if y'all can see it though. Oh, hold on. Let me start the video first. And then maybe then I'll share the screen.
Oh, okay. I see you, Glorabelle.
What's up, y'all? It's like all my friends
Hi,
on stuff. Hey, Sharonda. How y'all doing? Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to share my screen. Like I said, I usually come in and watch other people's stuff, but I don't usually do this because I'm usually just doing broadcasts like live and stuff. So this is something different. So hold on one second. I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna go from there. Okay. Can y'all see that?
Yes, I can see the screen.
Okay.
I can see the screen too.
So y'all no longer see me, right?
I see you on a little screen.
You see me in the little screen? Okay. But the big screen. Okay.
I see your computer screen.
Okay. Because while I'm like this, I can't see who's coming in. So I don't know who that is. If y'all will mute yourselves, because everybody can hear that, right? Thank y'all. Yeah. I got music playing. It's like, hey, get it. Okay. So this is 6 Reasons to Get Unstuck and Write That Book. It is September 11th. And it's 7:30. All y'all showed up on time. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Okay. So this is, the welcome to the class. So then this is like, welcome. Welcome to the class.
Oh, look at you.
I know, right? I like doing little gifts and stuff.
Cool.
That's how I express myself, through gifts and emojis and all of that. Okay, so who the heck am I, right? People can still come in. Again, I can't see when other folks are coming in, but I'm hoping that there will be a replay after this. I got to figure that out after the fact. So I'll email it to the folks who weren't able to come in. Okay, so who I am an author, scriptwriter, passion enthusiast, and human involved, and a mom. Not in that order. And I will explain what the little asterisks are, what those are later. So, hold on, I got to change my screen over. So that's a picture of my notebooks, some of my notebooks.
Oh, okay.
I have a gazillion, right? So why do I care? The reason is because, can y'all see me moving the screen around too? Or y'all just see the screen? Okay, good.
I can see the screen.
Okay, so because I'm a passion enthusiast, somebody actually made that up for me though. It's because I care about people reaching their full potential. And when we do this, only are we able to, when we're clear with our purpose, that's when we know we want to do in this world, that's when we can reach our fullest potential. We reach our purpose. And that's when it's like, it makes everything a little bit more easier when we know why we're here. You know what I'm saying? Because we usually a lot of people search for years trying to figure out what it is they want to do with themselves. Right. And I realized years ago that I was passionate about people doing what it is that they were put on this earth to do. So that's why someone gave me the name Passion Enthusiast, because I'm always having conversations with folks like, what do you want to do with yourselves? And I didn't realize that that's what I was doing until a few years ago, but it just comes naturally for me. So that's why I'm called a passion enthusiast. Oh, I heard the bell. Somebody else came in. Okay, so the human vault part is because people come to me and share their stories with me. And it's people it can be people that I know, people that are not necessarily like my friends, but it's like people are drawn to me. I just don't, for a while I didn't know why. So I will get friend requests on Facebook, and I don't know if they heard about me from somebody else, but somebody else named me the Human Vault because I had all of these stories, and I just felt like after a while, I don't really think of it as burdensome, but it gets heavy when so many people are going through so much stuff. People are in pain, and they're stuck, and they feel comfortable enough to share it with me, but they're not telling the people who really need to know so that they can heal. So that's why I call myself the Human Vault. And with all the stories that I've gotten, I've written books. So these are just little snapshots of my book. and my short films and everything else that I do, because once the stories became so heavy for me, I felt like it was important to get it out there, and I was given permission to share these stories. But as long as the person remained like anonymous, right? So the human vault, this is another made up definition, but hey, this is fun. So that's someone who stores valuable information for safekeeping and anonymity in books and films. So just like, you know, with most stuff, most movies, books, is based on some truth or could be true. But in this case, most of the folks do not want me to share, you know, divulge who they are. So I was given the name, again, in 2008, I was given the name Human Vault. Then I started writing for this online blog called Anderson Place. And this is when I knew that writing was my passion. So it was like it's an online soap opera, but it's in blog form. And it had a huge following. And we have over, let's say like over 200 episodes. And we would create characters. And it was just like a story, just like a soap opera. And that's when I was just like, writing is what I want to do. I want to share stories because I get vested in backstory. I love knowing people's story because you can't understand where somebody comes from unless you understand where they're coming from. Or vice versa. You don't know where anybody's coming from unless you know where they come from. So I tend not to judge folks because even regardless of what they're doing or how they're behaving, it's a reason for that. So that's when I got into the art of storytelling. That was back in like 2008. And then in 2010, someone referred me to the show Awkward Black Girl. I don't know if y'all ever saw that. No, Ingrid, you probably saw it, right?
No.
No, Issa Rae, that's what the show Insecure is based off of.
You told me about it, right? You had told me about it. I had never even heard of it.
Yeah, so Awkward Black Girl, or Issa Rae, y'all should Google it. Just because she started a web series on YouTube about 6-7 years ago. And she just was, you know, trying to get a story out from her perspective and not waiting on the big wigs and all of these, you know, Hollywood. And she was discovered. And so now she has a show on HBO that is super awesome. And that was the first web series that I saw that made me believe that I can do it. So since then I felt like, okay, I want to be a content creator like Tyler Perry and like Issa Rae and like Shonda Rhimes. We can't forget Auntie Shonda. So in 2011, I published my first book. And as of today, I have 3 books, 1 short film. And I have a documentary and several scripts, several web shows and all that stuff. And the reason why I write books is because it's easier to push out the books than it is for me to do film, because I have to find cast and crew and videographers and all of that. But best believe it's some things in the works going on. So that's where the Human Vault comes from. And still to this day, I still get people with a whole lot of stories. And I just encourage people to share their stories because someone is out there waiting to hear that. So since I have stories for days and consider myself like an empath because I genuinely care about folks healing and folks being true to themselves, people, like I said that already, that people come to me with their problems and they value my feedback. And so since the stories became too heavy, I started just writing about them. And then I started realizing people were stuck. And then that became the common theme. Then I started noticing that because they were holding on to something that happened in their childhood or in certain relationships, it was holding them back from reaching their full potential. So they were constantly staying in relationships they didn't want to be in, or being in a job that they couldn't stand, things like that. So people were living like silently in pain. And that's why I was just like, this is a theme. That's why I created the Get Naked movement. And because I was stuck for a gazillion years, yes, a gazillion. If y'all know me, or if y'all don't, y'all know that I exaggerate because I'm a writer. That's what I do. Is like, you got to make things all lofty and stuff. Unless it's based on a true story, then you can't just be embellishing stuff. But I kept on repeating unhealthy patterns. I was in and out of relationships. I was blaming my mama for something she did when I was a teenager. And gossiping and complaining, which are all clear signs of being stuck. And once I noticed that in all the people that were coming to me, I was just like, I have to do something about that. So I created the Get Naked movement. And that's where people share their stories of healing and getting unstuck and what's been holding them back. and I have a few PSAs about it. I did a casting call back in April where people share their stories of healing, what was holding them back, and it aired on the Live Network the end of August, and it's also on my YouTube channel. So people are slowly but surely sharing their stories, getting their healing and moving on and doing what they need to do, because once you're unstuck, you can move mountains. Just think about how much you can get accomplished when you've like pushed those boulders out of your way, jump those hurdles. And a lot of people don't even know that they're stuck until it will take if somebody come to me, and after a while it's just like, you've been saying that for about a year now. Like, you have to do something about that. And I had to check myself too. After it got to the point where I was tired of hearing myself complain. Like, when you get tired of hearing yourself complain, it's time to move on. So that's when I started, I started on this authenticity and healing journey, because I knew that I was in pain, but I had no idea why I was in pain. I mean, I thought I was good. It was just like, oh. But when I realized that there were things that I was repeating, I said that a year ago. And it really, really hit me when I was going through my journals, because I have journals dating back to 1995. So I was reading my journals because I go back just to see the headspace I was in back then. And I wrote something when I was 20 years old, and I was still saying it today. I said, oh, no, that is a problem. 20 years ago? Come on now. So that's the common theme that I noticed, that a lot of people were stuck and letting things hold them back. So there are 6 reasons to get unstuck and write that book. Number 1, the world is waiting. Y'all like that picture? Look at that little picture of the world.
That's cute.
Oh, look at the world. The world is waiting. So like I always say, if you follow any of my broadcasts, our stories, excuse me, I ain't got no water or nothing. Our stories do not belong to us. Like, for real, whatever we go through, bad, good, whatever, they do not belong to us. Somebody is waiting to hear what we've gone through so that we can push other people to the next level. We're literally here to teach. It's for real. Each one teach one. I really, really believe that. So I believe that stories connect and heal us. I truly do believe that. And someone desperately needs to hear what we have to say. Number 2 reason is we learn best from others. So this is Iyanla, Oprah, and Tyler Perry. Ingrid, I can see you, okay?
I forgot.
I can see. Okay. So quick story. This is going to be real quick.
Oh,
so Ingrid decided a couple of years ago, she started calling me Fiyanla, right? Because I go around, and I didn't know that I was going around doing this, because even though I don't have any type of formal training in counseling folks, and I don't necessarily don't even counsel, but I really believe I'm a really good listener. So people come to me and then they wait for my feedback, and then I'll just, I'll sit there and I offer my suggestion. So Ingrid, as a joke, started calling me Fiyanla, since, Iyanla is a coach and all of that. And it's right. And it's cute, right?
She
so
helped me.
It's like you said what?
You helping me.
Right. So it's like a running joke, because it's like, what's going on, beloved? Because, Iyanla's always saying beloved. But no, like, for real, I just feel like people need to be walking in their gift and in their purpose. So when I see folks that are stuck, and it's not saying like, oh, I'm so healed and recovered that I don't fall back. No, that's totally not it. But since I'm walking through it and growing through it, I try to help those that I see who are, that are stuck. So Iyanla, Tyler Perry, and Oprah, just because she's Oprah. So when I read Iyanla's piece from Broken Pieces, that's what started me really on my journey, because I admired how transparent she was about how she didn't feel like she was a good parent, how she was a bad wife, and how she mismanaged her money, and how she thought she was all that when she got that Oprah show deal. And just stuff like that. And I'm just like, wow, she was bold to say that. So that's really what started me on my journey, because I was just like, I want to be that way. I have some stuff that I'm holding in, and I feel like I'm being a fake and a phony. And once I released that, a lot of people gravitated towards me and were texting me, inboxing me, just like, thank you for sharing your story. And started again, here goes the human bot again. So that's why I put them up here, because Oprah, because she's the essence of a go-getter, like for real. And Tyler Perry, because he's a showrunner and has stories for days. So that's why I resonate with their stories. And number 3 reason why you should get unstuck and write that book, because of new doors. Like, you never know what doors are ready to be open for you. So these are some of the people that I idolize. I definitely couldn't put all of them on the page. So that's Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, if y'all know him. He's a motivational speaker. He's from Michigan, actually. Yeah, he used to be homeless, and took him, he said, like 20 years to finish. Like, he finally got his college degree, and just little stuff like that. I like people that are just hungry and go-getters. And, Queen Latifah, again, because she has the Flavor Unit, which is a film production studio. So I look up to her. Ava DuVernay. Like, what can we say about Ava?
Right.
Queen Sugar. Ralph Angel. That's all I need. And Shonda Rhimes, another showrunner, idol. You just never know. When you get your story out there, you'll just be amazed how many people will resonate with you and thank you for sharing that story. And you may be asked to have, speak at speaking engagements and everything else. So I get asked to like sit on people's panels and invited to like workshops and all of this other stuff that I'd have to turn down sometimes because I still have a 9-to-5, which I'm working on that too. That's a whole nother. Yeah. But you just never know what doors will open for you once you get your story out there and who you can help. So the possibilities are endless. And number 4 reason is technology is queen. Yes, I meant queen. I
Thank you.
did not put king, right? Technology is queen. You don't have to wait for those big publishing houses or hire a literary agent to pitch your book to someone and for them to tell you whether or not you're worthy of being published. We have new technology, which is, I'm glad to actually live in this era where we actually have the capability to publish our books through Amazon, Create Space, Barnes & Noble online, Lulu, or you can go with publishing companies that are not like the big, like the ones that's like in New York and all that kind of stuff. People have publishing companies all over. And it gives us the opportunity to get our story out there, not having to wait for permission from those who used to monopolize the industry. So you have to take advantage of that. And the number 5 reason to get unstuck is because you can become an expert in whatever your expertise is, your field is. So let's say that you went through a divorce and there's someone who has been contemplating getting divorced, but she's afraid to leave. She doesn't think she's going to make it. And, she has all these reasons, whatever. But she sees you and she sees that you've gone through a divorce and you out here, you a public speaker, you doing all this stuff, you doing your thing. And she's just like, oh my God, you motivate the next person. That's what our stories don't belong to us. There's somebody sitting there right now thinking like, how am I going to get out of this? Or how am I going to get through this? So once you've experienced something, overcome something, accomplished it, you become an expert in that once you start speaking about it, getting yourself out there, because we all have stories to share. All right. Don't we all have a story to share? Have anybody not been through anything? Anything. You could have fell off the porch and like scraped your shin. You could totally make that into a story and just tell them how you survived. Won't he do it? He did not break your leg. Anything. I'm telling you, I think I'm playing. People capitalize on so much stuff. You have no idea.
Yeah.
It's like, for real. I could have broke my shin, but y'all think I'm playing because I'm silly. I'm serious. So you become an expert. They'll be like, that's the girl that fell off the porch all she did was
broke her chin.
right, and she lived. You know what I'm saying? So become an expert. That's me being, silly, but yeah, become an expert. So number 6 reason, extra income.
Mm.
Can y'all still see my screen?
Yes, that's so cute.
I'm obsessed with the show Blackish. Oh my goodness, I'm so obsessed. Extra cash. Like, who doesn't want an extra side of extra income? I'm sorry, I'm looking at this Pandora. Oh, it's music. Who doesn't want extra income? I don't know anybody who doesn't. You can sell them out your trunk, sell them at your house, go to when you have events, book signing events. When people start calling you for to speak at their event, you can have a table and sell your stuff. Listen, you take them books everywhere. And it doesn't even have to be like a novel. It doesn't. People have it in their head that they have to write this big old grandiose Game of Thrones. What's that one? I can't even think. All those like trilogies and you can have a 20-page book and charge folks $20. They pay for what the content is. You don't have to have a whole novel. And that's what held me back for a long time too, because I'm like, I have a short attention span. So short stories are my thing. And that's what my first book is. It's a book of short stories. And it's only 3 short stories in there. And my mentor at the time, she was just like, no, you need to put 5 stories in there. I'm just like, nah, like, who got time for that? I'm about to put these 3 stories out to get my name out there, and boom. The book is like less than 50 pages. And it's like one of my most popular books. So yeah, that's the number 6 reason to get unstuck and write your book. Get it out your head. That has to be a novel. Stephen King. You don't have to be Stephen King, Terry McMillan, none of that. So now for the bonus. Y'all ready for the bonus? I was giving y'all 2 myth busters, right?
Right.
Number 1 myth buster. Writing a book is hard. That is a myth. That's an actual picture of me when I started writing Get Naked, right? Yes, I have on gloves.
I'm like, why do you have on gloves?
You see the date? It's September 13th because Michigan is not loyal.
Okay.
It was cold inside my house and I was not turning on the heat. Writing a book is hard. That's the number 1 myth buster. It's your story. You already know what you want to say. Hold on. I got an alert on my screen to tell me to hurry up and go to the discussion room. So we got hurry up. Writing a book is hard. Once you get the idea out on paper, that's it. You don't have to worry about finessing and all that initially. You just need to get it out your head and onto the paper. You know your story. You know how you want it written. You can get help along the way. So just get it out your head. Just scribble it down. Don't reread it. Just write everything down in a whole brainstorming session. Get it out your head. The second myth buster is you have to be a super fantastic writer to write a book. That is a myth. Of course, we look up to the Terry McMillans and Alice Walkers and Toni Morrison. Yes, we do. But you don't have to be a super fantastic writer because there are people out there who are fantastic writers who can help you out. So all you have to do is get it out your head and onto the paper. The rest can be handled for you. There are editors, ghostwriters, proofreaders, publishers. There's a team of folks that can help with all of that. And if you're ready to get your story out of your head and onto paper, I can show you how to do that in less than 3 months. I have a class starting on October 2nd. It's a 10-week class. I was going to make it a 16-week class, but since this is an introductory course, I'm only doing it for 10 weeks. So I will do step-by-step with you. We could do from idea to paper. I give you the resources to get it all done. I will have weekly Q&As, and we can like chat and kick. You can ask me anything, and we'll have the support of, the classmates. And I'm only doing this for only $49 down, and it's only $49 a week for the 10 weeks. And by the end of the course, you'll have your manuscript, like a manuscript. Like that's your book for a lifetime. Like nobody can take that from you. You'll have resources for your next book, and you'll have a legacy. You could leave it for family. Your books can be sold forever, and you can sell your book for $20. to 25 people and recoup what you spent on the course. 25 people. We all got 25 people because, hey, I got a book. Everybody in the world gonna be happy for you in the beginning. Everybody in the world gonna be happy for you in the beginning. So there's gonna be 2 payment options. You can pay in full, which is only $490, which is less than $500. And let me say this is the only introductory offer because my business coach, business manager did not want me to do this because it was too low. Because taking someone step by step on how to write their book, that for real takes time, and especially since you're going to end up with a product that you're going to have for a lifetime. But when I explained to her, like, this is introductory and this is cool, and when I have the course again, I'm going to raise the price, she was cool with it. So you can either pay in full or you can do $49 down to save your seat, and then you can split the payments up in 2 payments equally. And if you have, if you can't do that, I am willing to work with you if you like, reach out to me, because I understand it's hard out here in these streets. But the fact that you will know at the end you will have an actual book that you can just sell to folks, you can recoup that cost easily. So these are the links if you want to pay in full or do the deposit. So it's bit.ly power of the pen full and bit.ly power of the pen deposit if you want to do that. And we're going to go over to the Q&A and y'all can ask me all the questions y'all want. Did all of y'all get the link?
Yes.
Get out of here. Thank y'all.
Yeah, I got it.
Y'all got the link to go to the see, now I'm able to read the chat, but I like when you said our stories do not. They don't, Sharonda. I used to think that for a long time. It's another girl. We started out, we were each other's mentors because we started out, we're both writers, and we couldn't find anyone to like mentor us. Like, how do we write this book? And so we became each other's mentor. And we would have endless conversations like, oh my goodness, I'm struggling with this, or I'm going through this, but we didn't want to tell anybody because we were ashamed. We're just like, we were going through bad relationships, and we just all in the public, just like, hey, we good, we perfect out here. And so she came to me and was just like, until we're authentic with ourselves first, and then we start, presenting that to the world, and people will gravitate more to us because they'll see that we're being real. Because we're
That's right.
Like, oh, we so happy. I was all married and stuff. Like, nah, this ain't that. This is totally not that. But and then when I start, I see your faces. Dad. Oh goodness, I have so many stories to tell you. I can't wait till we be able to kick it and stuff.
I love your stories, Phette. I love them.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I get so much feedback. That's when I knew I was on the right tracks. People would email, inbox, text, telling me stuff I didn't even know they were going through. And I was just like, oh, I didn't even know. But
I went to your YouTube page and I was watching the video.
I
I was mad because one of the stories stopped. I was like, what's the rest of it?
I know how she feels.
Oh man, you gotta inbox me and tell me which one. And that's
okay. All right.
I knew that I was on the right track because I got like a floodgate, especially the one that I shared when I said that I lost my virginity at 11. I'm still getting.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Oh,
Right, me either.
Oh,
right.
Oh y'all don't stalk me enough. Oh my God, y'all don't stalk me enough.
Oh, I'm about to be stalking you now.
Oh, that one. That's when I knew. I said I'm going to do this because everybody that responded said, I want to share my story, but I'm afraid or I'm ashamed. And that's when I knew that people were just stuck. And I'm like, no, we can't keep doing this.
Right.
I'm going to help y'all write this story. If it's 5 pages, if it's just a pamphlet, we're going to get these stories out because, excuse me, I would create characters for days and I would put y'all stories in my films, and then y'all going to be looking like,
that story sounds familiar.
I'm like, nah, this is Yolanda, not Sharonda. Changing the names like in the best way. So would you mind repeating the motivational speaker's name again? His name is Eric Thomas. They call him
E.T.
E.T., the hip hop preacher.
Yep.
So if everybody has the link, we about to go on the Q&A, then y'all can ask me everything. Everybody got the link?
I got
Good
it.
to see
I'm
y'all.
going over there.
Y'all got the link. Everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we going to the Q&A. Y'all can ask me everything there.
All righty.
Bye, y'all.